Hey everyone, Truth and Integrity Warrior Michelle Angelic. Today I'm going to be talking about how to make a tincture for those of you who are suffering from the effects of this nano biotechnology. It's coming out of the body and pretty much shredding the skin, and how to repair that tissue. We're going to be making it with regular rubbing alcohol and fresh cannabis. So this cannabis has about, I'm going to be honest, about a week. Right? I should have done it right after. I like to do it like as soon as it's picked, but I had a bunch of stuff I had to take care of and I couldn't get it all done. So anyways, this is a fresh cannabis, meaning it's not dried out. It's not dried out, right? I'm going to be pressing it inside of this juicer because I usually do it with a hand press, a wheatgrass juicer. And it gives me a really strong green, meaning I'm getting all that chlorophyll out of this plant with a hand press, right? Or electric press, but it's a wheatgrass juicer. Because I can't find my wheatgrass juicer, I have to now use this. And I haven't used it before, I've not. I'm gonna see, hopefully it works, but I'm trying to get the maximum chlorophyll out of this, so I get the properties, the live properties out of this plant. I've done it with a mortar before. I'm trying this. I did it with a mortar because I couldn't find my wheatgrass juicer, and it still works. It still works. It's very effective. I'll tell you what it does and how it helps. But what ends up happening is you don't get that strong green chlorophyll. You do get the properties, but not as strong. So we're going to try it in this wheatgrass, or it's not wheatgrass juicer. Sorry, I'd say juicer. Electric juicer. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't know if I put alcohol in here, that friction is going to create a kind of problem. I have no idea. But if it doesn't work, you won't even see this video. If it works, then we have another solution to trying to get the chlorophyll from the cannabis into this tincture. All right. Today I want to bring to you a solution that I make, a tincture I make with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and cannabis for any damages that this nanobiotechnology does as it's shredding through the skin, how to help repair and restore that tissue so that you get your tissue back. Because in all honesty, this nanobiotech shreds the body, and healing is very difficult, repairing, I should say, from this damage from this tech. It's very difficult, and instead of being left with gaping holes, I make formulas so that we can repair this tissue and we can get our freaking sanity back, I'll tell you, because it should make you go crazy just being torn all the time and not being able to heal from those tears that this nanobiotechnology does coming out from inside the body out, I should say. So this is going to be a how-to, right? A how-to. And it's also going to be why we have been, it's going to be my expression, my example, my knowing, I should say, of why I believe cannabis has been illegal for so many decades, why it's kept from the population in their consumption, and why we have been corralled into actually smoking it and bringing down the population's ability to be reactive or functional or mentally mobile and ready and steady. Why we got everybody smoking and everybody's up high when we need to be right here. We need to be grounded and ready to fucking go in these kind of times that we're living today. Alright, so I might make some of you cannabis smokers pissed, but we're going to find some balance in this. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're going to go right into how I make a dropper or a tincture solution so that you can put it on the areas of damaged skin, and also skin. A lot of people, what they have is they have scabs that they cannot heal. That scab will be there for like a year, 2 years. This is for real. And you can't take it off because it has a plastic binding to it. And so if you try to take it off, it takes live tissue with it. It's not a normal scab because we're talking about technology, plastic components, metal components. There's a lot to it. But we're just going to keep it basic where how we can get it off. That's going to be my focus, right? How we can get it off. A lot of you know I make copper collagen from copper sulfate. I'll put the video link so you can see. I use that for my face because I use a little of it, which goes a long way, restores. But when I try to use that copper for larger parts of my body, It was too much copper, hurt my kidney. So I had to come up with another solution. This is what I created with this fresh cannabis, rubbing alcohol. I can put that anywhere on my body. I also use it on my face, and I can use it on large parts without having to worry about my kidneys, right? Too much copper, not enough zinc, creates an imbalance, and so it causes an effect. Long story short, copper is fantastic. Use it for my face. It's rejuvenating, the copper, keeps you young looking, and I use this for the whole of my body, to restore and repair the whole of my body. I'm going to be putting pictures of before and after of these large sections of my body where just fucking shredded. I look like hamburger meat, literally. It was so much and so many in one spot that it just looked like a gaping, looked like ground beef. I don't have another way to, raw ground beef, right? I don't have another way to explain it. Soon I'll be doing before and after pictures because it's in very personal areas, and so, you know, I gotta find a discreet, beautiful way to make this look like, oh shit, that was it before, but wow, look at the after, right? Just trust me, it works. So what ends up happening is the cannabis ends up helping to restore the area, regenerate the tissue, heal it, and at the same time it starts lifting off this plastic. It looks like literally it starts flaking off and coming off. And it pretty much like dissolves the plastic part mixed with the tissue, and it gives your body the ability to start actually healing itself naturally and healing with the properties of cannabis. I could sit here and tell you about cannabis, it's this and that. It'd be taking up too much time, and I would just be regurgitating what's already online. There's so much information about how restorative cannabis is, so just look that up. I have done something very different where I don't cook the shit out of the cannabis. People cook the shit out of cannabis and it still works. That's how powerful cannabis is, right? So if it's that powerful, being cooked down, and we know that when things get heated, they change and they start losing properties. I started using it raw. Started using it non-dried and non-cooked. No heat to it. And then I don't use any water, so it doesn't break down, and I keep it in just alcohol. So we're going to be using just alcohol and cannabis to be making this. Real quick, right before I start making this, I've never put it in a juicer before. I usually use a wheatgrass juicer, hand press. I get a nice, beautiful green chlorophyll out of the fresh cannabis. And because I don't have that wheatgrass juicer is what I'm trying to say. I lost it, so I gotta use this. And I want to see if it works. I've never used it before. We're gonna see if it works here. I have had to resort to using a mortar with the alcohol and the cannabis, and just doing my best to get as much as I can from the cannabis into the alcohol onto my body, and it has a lighter color, right? It has a much lighter color, but it still works. That's how potent this stuff is. It still works. So if all you got is a mortar, use it, you know. Press as much as you can out of this cannabis while it's fresh with the alcohol. Put it in a tincture bottle, put it on, and watch the healing begin. You start able to actually take these old 2-year scabs off, and the body can start regenerating. All right, the tissue can start regenerating. So we're going to give this a try. Like I said, if this doesn't work, you won't even see this video. You won't see this video, so I ain't going to worry about it. But I'm hoping that I don't have no malfunctions putting alcohol in this juicer, because it has spin in it. The friction, I hope not to be causing no fires, but we're going to find out right now. So what I do is I take cannabis, and I do take it off of the stem, right? Just take it off the stem. You know what, fuck it, we're going to put the stem in. Because I have done it with the stem where I just like put it in there. I just try to get the big stem pieces off. You know, like if you can get a big one off, take it off. Puts them in there. I do save the seeds, but I have so many seeds. I have so much of it. I'm alright pressing them in there. I'm not going to worry about it. You can do however you like. If you like to save the seeds, separate it. I pretty much put the bud and the leaves. I get it all up in there. I'm going to be using rubbing alcohol Really hope I don't start on fire right here. We're about to find out. And I don't even know if the cannabis is actually going to get a good press, because I know that juicers shoot leaves out, and never actually get the press. A wheatgrass juicer is definitely the best. I do use a hand press one. There's electric ones, but those wheatgrass juicers really squeeze all the chlorophyll out of this cannabis. But we're about to see what happens right here, right now I'm gonna try it without the alcohol, see what happens. Give it a try. All right, so it's put a little bit of alcohol in there. There we go, that's what's coming out. All right, it's freaking working. Here we go. Definitely getting much more green than if I were to do it with a mortar. Definitely. That thing's popping everywhere. Okay. Something here. This is definitely much greener. I don't know if you can see that right there, right? Much greener than doing it hand press. Now it will turn brown later, but I had a much darker brown when I would do it the hand press. It works no matter what color you get, no matter with the mortar, no matter with the juicer. I love that this juicer works because I was able to get more chlorophyll. So let me show you what I did. Right, well, because this thing started burning, I'm going to turn it back on and see. We got something going. Actually, let me turn it back on. I want to see what I got right here. And I know that you guys might like better that I actually do this from beginning to end, so there's no questions in between. And of course, if there's questions, go ahead and type it in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. Give me a call. It's in my about page on my YouTube. But if you watch me go through the whole process, it's just easier for people who want to copy, right? So let's see what happens when I turn the machine back on. Then that a little bit is coming out every time I turn it on. All right, I'm gonna drop some more in there. I love the smell of cannabis. It smells so good, so fresh and so green. I don't smoke cannabis, by the way. I ain't got time to fucking be somewhere else. I gotta be right here. I gotta fucking be right here, right? I'll talk about that in a minute. But here we go. We're gonna add a little, wet it up a little bit, turn it back on. I'm gonna press this whole thing. I'm gonna turn the camera back on. I'm gonna press this whole thing just like you're watching me do. But I'm going to save you the experience of having to hear this machine. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I got it all pressed out, all that cannabis that you saw right here. If you don't have that much cannabis, it's okay. Use whatever cannabis you got. Press it. I just wanted you to see the motion of how to get this. You see it's already turning brown, it's already oxidizing. But still, I got the properties of this cannabis maximized from here into this alcohol. Now I'm going to be putting the rest of the alcohol that I have. Don't be crazy about measurements and worrying about ratios to alcohol to cannabis. Point is, you just want, like I said, these properties of this cannabis in alcohol on your body. I'm very sure that it's restorative in other places other than just the damaged skin. It's rejuvenating. Cannabis is rejuvenating, meaning that rejuvenating is not the right word. Cannabis will keep you from being old. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It literally will take something that's dying and bring it back to life. That's why we have had cannabis taken from our ability to grab it, consume it, restore ourselves. It's not because it's a drug and it's dangerous for you. It is because it is regenerative. I'm going to be posting a picture, I'll put it right here somewhere, where you can see when I take some of this, I put it on my mom's neck and she went from 3 lines in her neck to 1 in under 10 minutes. Just poof. Now, how does that happen? It's because there's immediate change. When we put things in alcohol, the properties that's in that alcohol, the bloodstream takes it up, the cells take it, and there's effect. And so when we're talking about getting things into our bloodstream, it's with fat, information put in fat, and information put in alcohol. In this case, it's alcohol. The information are the properties that are inside this cannabis, and the properties that are inside this cannabis keep a human being from degrading, from debilitating, from becoming decrepit, because that's what's happening to our species. We're breaking down in our health, and we cannot restore, regenerate, rejuvenate. And what I'm showing here is that we can. Well, let me go from talking there. Let me show you what I have right here. So now, this solution right here, I'm going to be putting it in a large glass container with the lid, and then just filling up my tincture bottle like this. And like I said, if it turns brown, it's okay. It's part of the decompose or decompensates. What I'm trying to say is it breaks down, but it doesn't keep it from functioning. I cannot pour it in here. I don't have a little funnel. I'll make a big mess, but you get the point. You get the drift of how this works. You put it on and watch the game begin. Watch the old scabs start coming off and new beautiful skin starts regrowing. Something I want to say before I forget. There are 2 types of cannabis in general. I'm not a cannabis expert, but I just know some basics. And we got this cannabis is called sativa, meaning it'll keep you awake. It gives you energy, right? And then you have the indica, which will put you to sleep and bring you down. I have used this for a week, not paying attention to that little damn detail. And I couldn't go to sleep for a week, and I couldn't figure out because I like insomnia. I was not able to go to bed because I was putting this on at night. So I recognized that was the detail. So because I use sativa, I like the high energy. I use it during the day. I do not put this on at night. So pay attention to those little details. If you want to use indica as your cannabis that you're using for your alcohol tincture, notice that. Pay attention to that. See if if you're using indica, if it makes you sleepier, makes you more tired, makes you more relaxed. And just pay attention to when you're using what. You know, you want sativa for energy during the day, and you might want indica solution for maybe putting on at night. So that's just a little bit of information, detail on that. Now, guys, I have so much to talk about. What I saw from here, this is what was left, right? This mulch, and I saw that the seeds are in really good shape. The seeds are really good. So what I'm gonna do is let this dry out, lay it out, let it dry out. Take a blow dryer. It'll blow away all the debris, which like the leaves, the dry leaves, and the seeds will stay. And then I'll be able to separate the seeds and keep the seeds. So little did I know that it wasn't going to damage the seeds. They look fantastic. They're in great shape. And then the rest of the properties I'm going to be putting into my mulch, give some nutrients to my potting soil. So there you go for that. Really hope that you guys recognize and see that there is a difference. Please leave me a comment if you recognize that you do see a difference in your skin healing from this tech damage. You see that there's new beautiful skin underneath, and all this old plasticky layers of they're calling it biofilm, and they're calling it like I say, a plastic scab that gets created on the outside. And I know this is a solution that takes it off because I'm living proof of it. I won't be showing the pictures of where my backside and the side of my body I've shown the difference of the before and the after using this until I get over 1,000 subscribers, because I wanted to let it be known that we have nanobiotechnology destroying the natural nature of everything, literally. And if these pictures that I show of my backside, the before and the afters, can cause an effect to bring attention to that, I want to do it, but I've got to do it when I have enough eyes on me, seeing that we got a problem and we got to get this shit fixed. Now, going from this problem solution, showing you the solution to the problem of repairing our skin from this tech, not nanobiotechnology. Now I want to go into the part of how cannabis has been taken away as shown as an illegal drug, something dangerous to humanity, when in actuality, when we consume it, like I'm talking about eating it like salad, like putting it in your salad, like eating it like an herb, a fresh herb, like we do basil and rosemary and other herbs, right? This is so potent, so powerful, that it'll keep a human being from decomposing as it's alive. Because what we're doing is we're oxidizing, we're decomposing, we are breaking down. And I'm showing that we can rejuvenate, we can restore, we can regenerate. So we don't have to get old. I'm watching it, I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it. But it took this tech to break me down, to have to fight to come back up, to recognize it, because I didn't know this was going on, right? I couldn't put these pieces together because I didn't even know this shit was existing. There's nanobiotechnology in the body. So what I want to go to is, we're smoking cannabis. People are smoking cannabis on a large scale. And if you want to break down a species, you got to break them down in so many different ways that smoking cannabis is one of them. And you might be really pissed to hear that, because you must love, like smoking cannabis regularly. What happens is it keeps us so slow, so low, so mellow, that reaction time is not there. That I got to get something done. I got to stand at fucking attention because there's something that needs my attention. And right now we're living in 2021 and we need to stand and pay some fucking attention, because there's some real shit going on when it comes to our world being broken down. Our species must be broken down to be able to bring down the world, because or else our species would stand up and defend. But we can't when we're somewhere else and we're loopy and we're slow to react and respond, because we got depression, or we got illnesses, or we got this, or we got that. And we can't find solutions to that. There are solutions, but we cover it up and we mask it with the smoke, with the smoke. Now, if we eat this, well, we can't eat cannabis if it's made illegal, non-accessible to us. So now we don't even have it where we can consume it. It's been now genetically modified so much that we can't get OG cannabis, because OG cannabis has a code in it, and that code is restorative. Now we got genetically modified this and genetically modified that. And I'm not talking about crossing species. I'm talking about, we don't even know what is natural seed no more. And so if you do have natural seed, which this is natural seed, it's like dirty old Mexican. I say dirty old Mexican because it's like just straight from the dirt out in Mexico. Just grows out there. That's why I call it that. But this seed's natural. And we need to get back to natural seeds, because they're natural to our nature and they work with our code. The code in that seed works with the code in our body, our genetic code, and that genetic code knows what to do, and it will restore us, reorganize us, repair us. I make a salad dressing oil with dried cannabis herb in it, so that it takes the properties. Put it on my salad dressing, I put it on my meats, I put it on my cheeses. I put this oil on the salad dressing oil, because it's just like an olive oil, a vinegar, and my spices, my herbs, garlic, and cannabis in there. And so you'll be able to pull the properties in that fat. That fat goes right into the cells and start cleaning up and regenerating and restoring and helping those cells push back up against this tech that's trying to grab onto our cells and change us. Now, it is my perspective that cannabis has been made illegal so far back So that today, in today's world, in today's time, in this present time, we look at cannabis as something to heal, right? But we smoke it, but it changes the frequency of our vibration, and we're at a low and we're at a standstill, regardless if it's sativa and regardless if it's indica. We're just slow to react. We can't be in that state. We can't be. A lot of people depend on smoking cannabis like they depend their life on it. They can't function without it, and that's a fucking problem. Now, if somebody wants to go smoke, they go smoke, right? But when you live off of it and you need it, like you need a pharmaceutical drug, we have a fucking problem. Because we can't stand and be fucking ready if we're fucking slow. If we're fucking slow to react, because there's shit we gotta react to. We gotta be ready to defend what's going on with our world. These camps are coming up where people who don't get injected with this tech are gonna be going in those camps. Now people, we gotta fucking stand. We gotta be ready. So if you're having a hard time getting off of cannabis because you're smoking it, because what we add heat to it. We go back, because a lot of people don't know this. When you add heat to cannabis, it creates, it changes the properties. It creates where we tap into other frequencies, and that's good for meditative time, right? It's good for meditative time, but we can't fucking always be meditating when we gotta fucking be grounded and ready to fucking go right here. You see the contradiction right there? You got the majority of the people not grounded, not ready, not fucking steady. And so, if we're in a meditative state all the time because we have put heat to the cannabis and the cannabis will create that frequency in the brain, then that physical body can't get shit done on this physical earth where we need to take some fucking physical actions and conscious awareness to what's going on around us. When cannabis is eaten in a raw form or juiced in a raw form and consumed, the hallucinogenic part or the frequency change in the vibration of the meditative state doesn't affect the body. It doesn't happen. The body just rebuilds, restores, regenerates, rejuvenates. And that's when it's consumed. But because now cannabis has been for so many decades as something you smoke, nobody knows it's something that we're supposed to be eating. It's about something we're supposed to be in a consumption for restoration. So when you put this on, not only is it restoring and regenerating the damage from the tech, restoring your tissue, it's helping you also restoring your cells. Now I guarantee that if we start doing studies on the properties in cannabis and nano biotechnology, I bet you they don't react well together. I bet you that nanotechnology, bio-nanotechnology, or nanobiotechnology, forgive me, and the properties in cannabis, the tech can't grab the cell. I fucking guarantee that's in there somewhere. If somebody does a study or somebody starts studying and researching in that area. Just the same way, if the cells are full of minerals, the tech can't grab on. It has a very fucking difficult time breaking down the system, and this is how I've been able to restore and stay fucking strong under all this tech consumption that we all got. Except in my body and a lot of other people's body, it's functioning and it's coming out of the body. The body's pushing it out. I'll go into other videos on how I've been able to stop it and slow it from actually coming out of my body is with my diet, and it's an anti-nanotech diet. I'll be doing videos very shortly on what that is, what that means. And it just means keeping the immune system up at all times, never comes down, because the moment that immune system goes down, the T cells back off, then this tech, boom, runs through. And that's the correlation I made, and I've been able to actually fucking change. And I've been able to restore, regenerate, rejuvenate with very dense, strong nutrients from weeds like cannabis, weeds like amaranth, weeds like dandelion. Weeds have superpowers to us. You know, there's superpower to us. So if we want to regenerate, restore, let me correct that, restore, regenerate, and strengthen, we got to get the power that's in those weeds into our body as a consumption. We got to stop fucking smoking so much because it's fucking making our species slow and fucking lazy. And we gotta fucking get strong these days. Enjoy this because it's going to help you in so many ways. You know, it's going to beautify you. It's going to restore you, regenerate you, heal you. But at the same time, take note to what I said about breaking down our species by having us all fucking pot-headed, smoking. Should be eating it. Alright. This is Michelle Angelic, Truth and Integrity Warrior, reminding you to stay fucking strong and alert in these fucking times. You gotta be strong, steady, and fucking ready. Take care. Peace out.